Level 1. You are 32 years old. You are a freshman state representative. You just survived a brutal local election. Your margins were razor thin. You won by exactly 400 votes. Your knuckles bled from knocking on doors. You arrive at the state capitol building. The marble floors echo with your footsteps. It smells like old wood and stale coffee. You sit in a cramped, windowless office. You are at the absolute bottom of the food chain. Your new power is voting on local zoning and minor tax codes. It feels massive to you. You sponsor a bill to fund a highway expansion. It is a tiny victory. But the threats are already circling. The party bosses watch you constantly. If you vote out of line, they will crush you. They will fund a primary challenger next cycle. They want you entirely compliant. Your biggest risk is standing out for the wrong reasons. The local media parses your every quote. They wait for a slip. You miss your anniversary to attend a rubber chicken dinner. Your wife is furious. You tell her it is necessary for the campaign. You lie and say it gets easier. The internal law starts here. You smile at men you secretly despise. You shake hands with corrupt local developers. You trade a piece of your integrity for a campaign check. The system is testing your obedience. You pass the test. The water is getting deeper. Level 2. You are 38. You are a United States congressman. You made the jump to Washington. You survived the primary meat grinder. You sit in the Rayburn building. You are one of 435. You are a small target, but the stakes are federal. Your power is real now. You sit on a subcommittee for defense contracting. A lobbyist hands you a thick, redacted dossier. He wants a loophole. He promises $1 million for your re-election PAC. You gain national visibility. Cable news anchors call you by your first name. But the enemies are everywhere. An opposition research firm digs into your college records. A mistake almost destroys you entirely. An old photograph surfaces online. It is completely taken out of context. Twitter explodes. Your phone rings at 2 in the morning. Your chief of staff is panicking. The party leadership threatens to strip your committee assignments. You are inches from political death. You survive by throwing a loyal aide under the bus. You fire him publicly. He takes the fall. You ruin his life to save your own skin. The betrayal makes you physically sick. You vomit in your office bathroom. You splash cold water on your face. You look in the mirror. You are still breathing. Trust becomes a total liability. Paranoia is your new religion. The climb requires fresh blood. The machine is hungry. Level 3. You are 46. You are a United States Senator. You are one of exactly 100. You walk onto the Senate floor. The air is thick with ambition and quiet malice. You have survived a decade of ruthless combat. Your power is staggering. You confirm federal judges for lifetime appointments. You can stall the entire government with a single filibuster. You trade a vote on healthcare for an agricultural subsidy in your state. It is a billion-dollar handshake in a dark cloakroom. You gain immense prestige. When you travel overseas, foreign diplomats treat you like a head of state. But the threats have evolved. They are inside your own camp. The extreme wing of your party wants your head. They fund a radical challenger to unseat you. You must pander to the loudest, angriest voices. You stand at a podium and scream about conspiracies you know are fake. You feed the outrage machine just to survive the week. Your internal loss is absolute. You no longer view citizens as human beings. You view them as demographics. You view them as exploitable data points. You sleep exactly 4 hours a night. Your marriage is a sterile, polite business arrangement. Your spouse lives in your home state for optics. You live alone in a luxury condo in DC. You sit in the quiet. You are totally hollow. The apex predator stage is rapidly approaching. Level 4. You are 52. You are the governor of a massive swing state. You left the Senate to prove you can execute power. You needed to run an empire. You control 50 million people. You manage a $100 billion budget. You stand in the State Emergency Operations Center. A Category 4 hurricane is tearing up the coast. You have the absolute power to deploy the National Guard. You issue executive orders. You are the sole commander. You gain unquestioned authority. No one debates you, they just obey. But the exposure is terrifying. There is no committee to hide behind. You own every failure. The storm shifts wildly in the night. You delay an evacuation order for a coastal county to save the local economy. The water rises 20 feet. 42 people drown in their homes. The mistake is irreversible. The media tears you apart. Federal investigators swarm your office. You face criminal negligence rumors. Everything feels completely unstable. You survive by pinning the blame on the state meteorologist. You destroy his career to protect your own. You attend the victim funerals. You look at the grieving families. You force tears for the cameras. You feel absolutely nothing inside. The empathy is dead and buried. You are a monster in a tailored suit. The throne is within reach. You want the crown. Level 5. You are 55. You are the presidential nominee of your party. You have entered the final meat grinder. You have not slept in your own bed in 14 months. You are fighting a war on 50 fronts. You need 270 electoral votes. Nothing else matters. You are backstage at a freezing arena in Ohio. You have a 102-degree fever. A doctor gives you a cocktail of steroids and adrenaline. You walk out to face 20,000 screaming fanatics. They do not see a man. They see a messiah. You gain a terrifying cultural domination. The Secret Service surrounds you. Men with earpieces clear every room. But the threats are existential. A foreign intelligence agency hacks your campaign servers. They leak your private emails. Half the country despises you. They burn your effigy in the streets. Assassination threats arrive by the hour. You wear Kevlar under your suit. You cannot trust anyone. Your closest advisors are leaking to the press to position themselves for cabinet jobs. You are completely isolated in a sea of people. Your psychological shift is total narcissism. You convince yourself you are the only human alive who can save the nation. You must believe it. If you doubt it for a second, the pressure will snap your spine. The votes are counted. The anchor calls the race. You survived the fire. You won the world. Level 6. You are 56. You are the President of the United States. It is Inauguration Day. The air is freezing. You swear the oath. The cannons fire. You step into the armored limousine known as the Beast. The doors seal shut with the weight of a bank vault. You are now the Commander-in-Chief. You walk into the Oval Office. The silence is deafening. Your power is unparalleled in human history. You control the largest economy. You command the deadliest military. You gain ultimate historical significance. But the cage locks instantly. The threats are global and nuclear. A rogue state tests a ballistic missile over an allied nation. The stock market plunges 2,000 points. The world is on the brink of war. You face a catastrophic collapse in your first 100 days. You are rushed to the bunker under the White House. The walls are thick concrete. You are handed a binder with strike options. Millions of lives hang on your next sentence. You give the order, missiles fly. A target is erased from the earth. You avert World War III by a matter of inches, but the blood is on your hands forever. You return to the private residence. You pour a glass of bourbon. Your hands are shaking violently. You realize the terrifying truth. The system is too big to control. You are just a man holding a tiger by the ears. The nightmare begins. Level 7. You are 60. You survived the re-election. The gray hair has taken over completely. The wrinkles on your face look like deep scars. You have aged 2 decades in 4 years. You are in the Situation Room. It is 3 in the morning. The screens glow with thermal drone feeds. You are watching a live feed of a compound in the Middle East. You give the kill order. The missiles strike. You watch the heat signatures fade to nothing. You gain projecting raw, violent authority. When you speak, the planet listens, but the exposure is absolute. History is judging every breath. For a moment, the polls rise. The economy stabilizes. You think you finally have the beast tamed. It is a lie. A global pandemic breaks out. The economy freezes. Millions lose their jobs. The public anger is radioactive. Riots erupt in major cities. They surround the White House fences. You can hear them screaming your name in the dark. You have the ultimate title, but you have zero control. You are entirely alone. Your spouse moved to a separate wing of the house. You do not speak anymore. You trust no one. Your own vice president is plotting a primary run against your chosen successor. Every interaction is calculated. Every word is a weapon. You hold the darkest classified secrets of humanity inside your skull. The weight is crushing your chest. You are running out of time. Level 8. You are 64. You are a lame duck. Your second term is expiring. You sit on the Truman balcony. The night air is thick and humid. You look out over the Washington Monument. Your power is draining away by the second. The media has moved on. The world is looking at the new nominee. You gain the status of an elder statesman. You will have an airport named after you. You will make millions on speeches. But the threat now is irrelevance. The threat is your own mind. You are addicted to the absolute power. The withdrawal is already starting. You realize you have destroyed your entire life to sit in this chair. You sacrificed your family, you destroyed your friends, you ordered the deaths of strangers, you lied to the faces of millions. You did it all to survive the climb. You make one final decision. You sign pardons for your loyalists, you cover your tracks. You bury the worst secrets deep in the National Archives. You look at the Oval Office one last time. The desk is clear. The room feels entirely foreign. You were just a temporary occupant. The machine used you to keep itself running. The Secret Service agents pack your bags. You walk to the helicopter. You are trapped in history forever. The game is finally over. The blades of Marine One spin up. You lift off the south lawn. You look down at the brightly lit cage. You survived the ultimate test. But you are not the same. You traded your humanity for a footnote in a textbook. You thought this was about power. You thought you conquered the world. You didn't. The world conquered you.